Alright, well it's like 3 in the morning and I'm headed to Wyoming. Welcome back everyone. It's been, I haven't made any videos over the summer. I didn't do a lot of fishing, spent a lot of time working so that we could go on several trips this fall. And got this Wyoming mule deer and bear hunt. We got a bear tag. It's leftover tag from last spring. It's still good this fall, so we'll be watching out for one of them. And then we're doing quite a bit of just deer hunting here around home in Missouri, and then I got an elk hunt with my wife in Colorado in October, so we've got all that coming up for everyone. So stay tuned. We're gonna keep this rolling through all of this hunt and all fall. We're gonna keep these cameras going and have a lot of fun, and hope you guys join us. So made it like most of the way across Nebraska. We're out here at Sydney now, so it's time for a pit stop at the original Cabela's. In all of my preparedness, I forgot to get a fuel canister, so I'm not going to be eating much without one of them. So we're going to stop at Cabela's, get out, stretch, walk around. Made really good time, so I got a little bit of time to kill and stretch out a little bit. When I get to the trailhead, my plan is to pack in like 3.5 miles tonight and be set up so we can be glassing in the morning. I doubt if I can even get a chance to glass tonight, but would like to be able to glass first thing in the morning and not be wasting any more time. So that's the plan. We'll see how that plays out, but for right now, gotta have the fuel canister. Got our stuff at Cabela's, walked around just a minute, tried on a pair of boots. Almost got to do that, right? And now we are headed on to our next stop, which would be, I'm going to fill up with fuel in Laramie, and then it's about another 40 minutes, 30 minutes to the trailhead, probably 40 minutes to the trailhead. And we're not going to a super remote spot. We're going right back to where we were bear hunting last spring, and saw quite a few deer in that area. I know that things can be different from spring to fall, but I'm hopeful. So that's our plan. We're gonna go in, get in there tonight, and get camp set up, be ready to start glassing first thing in the morning. Turn off the blacktop and go up a forestry road about 15 miles. And then from there we'll find a place where we can hike in. I got it marked on the X, so we can get everything sorted out. I got everything pretty well packed. I just got to fill everything up with water and get the boat packed or strapped on, and I'm going to shoot it real quick and get clothes changed, and we'll start hiking in. So I guess that's it until the next update. About a mile in so far, and I'm so stoked because I'm just living the dream, man. I got my bow on, my backpacking in. I've been out here in the mountains on a couple trips, but it's all been with the rifle. In the spring with bear tags. So this is my first mule deer tag, and doing it with the bow, it's just a dream come true. Whether or not we actually get anything, I'm just out here living the dream. So this is what it's all about, and just getting away from people and getting up in the mountains. I love the mountains. but I'm just trying to get up here far enough where we can get up on top and get to a good glassing spot where we can see some country. So we got about 2 miles to go probably. Made it up here to the, one of the spots I had picked, and just getting set up to glass this until dark, and then we'll set up the tent, make some dinner. But as far as I can tell, this is about as perfect a spot as you could ask for. It's just a big basin up high, like 10.5, 10.6, something like that. And there's a creek right down here in the bottom, so there's water, and just a big meadow up on top of the mountain. So looks like a pretty good spot. Alright, well, it's the first morning out here on the mountain. Got up here on the glassing knob. It's right at first light, and got my breakfast made and some coffee. I'm going to sit up here and glass and eat, and then come up with a game plan for this afternoon. I think we're going to move further up the basin. This basin, we're at the very bottom of it, and it just kind of wraps up and around. So I think we're just going to keep moving up and up and up until I make a loop around back to the truck the day after tomorrow. So I glassed this last night until dark, and then so far this morning I haven't seen anything. So all of the sign that I've seen coming into here is old. So I'm not surprised I haven't seen any deer. But so I don't know if I need to go. I don't know if they've already moved down, which I'd be surprised if that's happened, because there was pretty good snowstorm last week, but I would think that one little storm would not push them out of the high country already, especially since it's mostly melted off. So I don't know if we just need to go deeper, which is what I'm going to do, and then if that's not the right choice, then we'll spend the end of the week looking down lower. We got a different place to go. We need to go look out on the desert to sagebrush. Got some places picked out there too. So we're going to keep doing this, just keep glassing and glassing. We're going to move, keep looking at country until we find a buck. We're not after a monster, it just has to be in. So I haven't found a deer, but I think there's 5 elk up there. They're way up. I don't have an elk tag, but it's still cool to see elk. At least we found something. That's a start. All the guys I've seen elk hunting are way lower than where those elk are, so I don't think they're not getting shot. So gonna keep looking. I think there's some hunters over kind of straight across the basin from me. I just heard him rip off a bugle and do some cow calls, which makes me think that it's, you know, I think it's a hunter. I don't think it's an elk. There he is. Ripping his bugles. Man, that elk just ran like 20 yards from me. I don't know what spooked him. I don't know if them hikers went around there and I don't think that trail comes, I think it goes the other way. So I don't know what spooked him. He had his tongue out. He was been running from something. Anyways, he ran right by me at 20 yards. He never knew I was here. So that's pretty cool. Can't tip. When you're up here on the mountain like this, when you come across water, fill up. So I filled up all my water, and next time I come across water, I'll fill it up again. So when I talked to that guy earlier today, he told me that that snow last week pushed a lot of this stuff down low off the mountain here. So, and I believe it because I don't see any fresh tracks or sign. I've done like 3.5 miles roughly. So I made a big loop, went up on top where I saw the elk this morning. But there's no fresh deer tracks, no fresh deer turds, nothing. It's just barren and desolate up here. So there's been a few elk move up here apparently, because we've seen 6 and 4 cows, and then a bull, and we saw that other bull that ran past us when the hikers spooked him. So I think we're gonna kind of loop back around. I've got another basin I'm gonna go look at. And then tomorrow, I think we're gonna go check out some. Decided to hike back out to the truck. I got the bow off the pack and walked through this timber. The guy this morning said that most of these deer hang out in this timber, and they don't find as many of them up high. So just the way it is right here in this mountain range. So I think I'm gonna go out to the truck, and then I'm gonna go find some spots that are more on the prairie for tomorrow. And set it up, and we'll hunt a little bit different tomorrow and the rest of the week, I think. So that's the game plan for now. Finally found some mule deer. One of them was a little buck, a little forky buck, and got to about 40 blew out and ran across the canyon to the other side. They're sitting over there looking back at me. There's 4 does and a buck. So moving over to this other spot, I think proved to be a good plan, just from the simple fact that there's deer here, and there wasn't any deer up on top, so up high. So I think we'll hunt this country for the next couple days till I've blown it all up, and then we'll make another game plan and go from there. I had him at 40 yards, and then I took off and they're running across over there. Found what we came for, and we were within bow range, but just didn't quite work out. Today is Wednesday morning, and we've drove up onto some BLM. Partway up this mountain, we're gonna go just run some ridges, do a bunch of glassing today. Probably stay out till dark unless we're just not finding what we're looking for, and then we'll come back and go hit a different spot. But I think that's the plan for today. Got a couple of antelope bucks. about 245 yards away. But once again, we've got some deer tags, so it doesn't do us a lot of good, but it's still cool to see them over there.